Good day. So today I'm going to discuss with you and present to you these rhetorical concepts that I've learned in the four core texts that assigned to me. So yeah, we will focus on this part. So we will have five rhetorical concepts, which is the main idea, audience, purpose, rhetorical appeal, and texts. So we will dive in each texts. What is the main idea? What are the author's audience, purpose of the author, rhetorical appeal of uses by author, and the text that used by the author. So let's start with the main idea. So first text is the human factor, the hard time employers having find soft skills. So the main idea here for me, as I've studied it and as I've read it, is the baseline skills are important in finding job. So they focus there that it is indeed needed in the finding job. Like some employers are finding baseline skills on their employee and for the candidates of their for their vacant job. Next is expanding skills in higher education. That's the second text we're in. The main idea that I found on this part is expanding skills in higher education can help the graduates meet the workforce demand. So they focus there that some of the graduates have having hard time in finding jobs because their skills are not enough on that um, job that they want to apply on. And the next is The First Man. This is the movie where is the main idea that I found is there is a sacrifice behind the success since the story talks about um, how the success of Neil Armstrong was there because there's so many sacrifices and there's so many technical um, concerns before um, the launch on the moon. Our the last optional cortex is articulating skills in the job search. So the main idea here is the skills are useful if it is relevant in your target job. So there it explains why some of like applicants doing their job, putting all of this their skills on their application, but yet they didn't get hired on their desired job. Yeah. Next is the audience. For me, on the first article, the human factor, the hard time employer have finding soft skills. I think the audience here is those who are always reject after finding job and seeking a job. In expanding skills in higher education, it is good for school staff, administrator, and faculty, wherein they can adapt these suggestions like adding some skills on their schools. The first man is the student, historian, and movie reviewer, since it is historic movie wherein you can learn a lot about that movie. Then articulating skills in the job search is those who finding job or better job, and those who are creating resumes. So I think this is the best audience for this text. Next is the purpose. So the human factor, the first core text, the human factor, the hard time employers having find soft skills is to inform because on that text they really inform the audience that baseline is very crucial on that part. And yeah, I think they presented data to help them to get informed that it is indeed necessary on the job. And next, expanding skills in higher education is to persuade, since the author is um, like demanding to um, to enhance or to develop the skills that they are enhancing in school, specifically in higher education. The first one is to entertain, since it's a movie and it's sounds like interesting and it's exciting, like to know the story of Neil Armstrong. So I think it's to entertain um, the audience. And articulating skills in job search is to inform that um, relevant skills are more needed, um, or um, it's always um, the best option to include it if it's relevant to your desired job. And next is rhetorical appeal. Yeah, in the human factor, the hard time employer having finding soft skills in this text, the author used logos by presenting data and graphs, and the author also used pathos by giving some question which helps the audience think and feel the importance of the baseline skills. And expanding skills in higher education in this text, the author used logos to present their studies and research about the problem of the new graduates. They also use ethos by presenting the achievement of the authors. The first man, the in the first man, the author use pathos by showing the challenges and sacrifices of the main character by Neil Armstrong. Then they also use logos by providing technical and logical thinking in the movie. Articulating skills in the job search. In this text, the author used logos by presenting some information in how to present relevant skills in the employer. They also use pathos by giving sympathy of the job seeker, and lastly, they also use ethos by sharing the author's experience and reciting his position. Yeah, on the text, the human factor having hard time employer having finding soft skill. The text is very creative because they use graphs and tables to interpret the data. They are also perfect in grammar and expanding skills. Higher education, the text is formal and perfect in grammar, which is enough to persuade the audience why it is needed that the higher education students needs to expand their skills. And in the first man, the movie is focused on the story of Neil Armstrong, and they use some jargon words which is hard in some student to understand. Articulating skills in the job search, the text is well organized and easy to follow. The words are not too formal yet not too casual. They also have the perfect grammar. So to summarize, this core text belong to technical writing because they contain technical reports. Technical writing is important to help audience understand the main topic in layman's terms. The core text also discuss the depth of the main ideas, and I think that's the reason why technical writings are important in the field because it explains the in-field and the technical, like the process, like the system of the um, texts. So I think that's it.